good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you're calling in from around the world. And I tell you now, we've got people in from Australia, we got them in from Russia, Slovenia, Hungary, Italy, Israel, America, United Kingdom, and the rest of Europe and everywhere. And it's staggering. We actually thought we'd do a test this week, and we thought, let's not send an email out and let's see if many people register and come on to the training webinar. And boys, wow, we still got phenomenal numbers. We still got people loading up now as we got people here. So it's fantastic. Well, you possibly heard, if all of you have registered on signbrooks.info, we had an absolute amazing, awesome leadership weekend last weekend. We had loads of people flying from Israel. We had people flying in from Italy. We actually had a phenomenal weekend. My wife did phenomenal catering. It was superb. And we all took everybody, all the foreigners, should I say, everybody, all the Israelis, all the Italians, into Liverpool. And we went to the Cavern Club where the Beatles first played music. And they were gobsmacked. They were so surprised. It was a phenomenal night. That was on the Sunday evening. Anyway, let's get back to business. As you can see, we have a massive amount of people that have gone global, have gone power. These people are still not stopping building the opportunity. We are growing by the bucket load. It is amazing the amount of people we've got. And I just need to cover with you, do not forget, if you're actually brand new listening to this evening's webinar, you've still got a few days. You've got the rest of this week to get your 5 people minimum involved, to personally sponsor 5 people to get $200 from the company. Do not leave it on the table. I know there's a stack of you that have got an extra 1 or 2 people to finish off or to actually include into your business so that you can earn the $200. And some of you are very close to the 10 people for the $500. Now, I know that there's a couple of people that's actually here. They've got 1 more person to go. And they're taking a business approach. And I don't know if I should be saying this on tape, but they are actually paying for a position, naming it whatever the name, could be a John Smith or whatever. And then if they speak to somebody in a few days' time, they can say, luckily, I've got you a position. Give me the $249. I've got you this position. This is the ID number. This is the password and everything else. And that will just mean that you don't lose the $200. To me, that would make common sense. But a word of warning. All your 5 people have got to be on auto ship for you to earn the $200. And people are going to be, what? Yep, they've got to be on auto ship. Auto ship is the secret to our business. But if you want a solution afterwards, give me a ring or give me a Skype and I can just share with you an idea. But anyway, yeah, they've all got to be on auto ship. Anyway, what I also promoted at our leadership weekend, and I will be sending out later on this week, I'll be sending out 2 flyers. One that's been put together by one of our distributors, Maureen, and it's an awesome flyer regarding charities, and this is a great flyer. And also from Carol in Australia, which is a flyer that you can put in with your Christmas cards, that one of their people over there did a training webinar, and it's just a little piece of paper that you can include that says, here's a free gift for you at Christmas. And you can put in your own My Shopping or Shopping Sherlock link. So that's a great way to give them your application. Okay, so what I want to do without any further ado is I want to introduce you to a very special guest that we've got on this evening. Now, I'm hoping you've got a notepad and pen, because there's going to be some relevant information that will be shared with you this evening that you'll be turning around saying, I wish I had a pen and paper. I needed to write that down. What team did he play for? What did he do? Folks, this person is a USA sports legend. Okay, what I'd like to do without any further ado is to hand the mic over to our very own global power distributor. Yeah, the guy's an actual global. He's actually involved in shopping Sherlock. Global power distributor, Tim Dominey. Are you there, Tim?
I am here. Simon, thanks a lot, man. You've got me excited just listening to you.
I tell you what, Tim, I love your accent. I think it's fantastic. Tim, can I just ask you a couple of questions? A lot of people are going to be on the webinar this evening and saying, well, what sports did he play? Did he play soccer? Did he play golf? What did he play? Did he play baseball? Tim, can you tell us your background very, very briefly?
Well, Simon, from about the first grade on, I had a dream to play professional basketball. Of course, I know every 6 and 7 year old kid has that dream, I guess, but it was real to me. And I was fortunate to play for a great high school coach and had several offers to play college basketball and did. And when I finished my college career, I was drafted by the Atlanta Hawks right here in Atlanta, Georgia. And that was in the early 70s, and I was fortunate to be with them 73, 74 during the days that they had the great Pistol Pete Maravich. If any of your folks on the phone know anything about professional basketball, they would recognize the name Pistol Pete Maravich, one of the greatest to ever play the game. And I was fortunate to play with Pistol Pete every day there when I was with the Hawks. So that was a great experience for me.
So the team you played for was the Atlanta Hawks?
Right.
So if people Googled Atlanta Hawks and put in your name, Tim Dominey. Yeah,
that's right.
Dominey.
Tim
yeah.
Dominey, Dominey. And if you Google the Atlanta Hawks in 1973, you can see the details of the draft and where I was drafted and that kind of a thing. So that was an exciting time for me.
Fantastic. Tim, I know I'm going to be asking a question here that's on the tip of everyone's tongue. Was there big money involved? Because in our sport, in the United Kingdom, if you play soccer, you will be making obscene amounts of money, but you wouldn't be making big money going back 20 years ago. Was that the same situation in your sport?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, in 1973, it was hardly unheard of that anybody was making the $1 million range, and most of the new draft people, especially the ones who were drafted below the first or second round, they were not given no-cut contracts, and they were just given contracts if they made the team. So, what they actually paid me, I thought it was pretty good, but it was nothing in the neighborhood of what's being paid today.
Because everybody in the UK only ever thinks of one basketball player that's on the tip of their tongue, and that's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. I get into a lot of arguments as I go around the country and do meetings for these modern day folks and even the older day folks. But I believe with everything in me, Simon, that Michael Jordan was the greatest player to ever put on a pair of tennis shoes. He was the tops.
Wow. Can I just ask you a personal question? How old are you, Tim?
I am 62 years old.
Wow. Wow. Fantastic. And how long have you been involved in multi-level marketing?
Well, after I was released from the Hawks, I had a business degree, and I went into the corporate world and spent 25 years in corporate America and worked myself up that ladder. And along the way, got involved in network marketing and built a couple of pretty good size organizations on a part-time basis along the way. And then in 2001, I got involved with a company and spent 8 years with them, and was fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. And our team built a team of a little over 12,000 people. And I was able to leave the corporate world, and I've been doing network marketing now part-time for about 30 years, but full-time for the last 10. So I think it's the greatest business model there is out there, and I wouldn't do anything else.
That sounds fantastic. So, question, with your basketball, was there any residual income in that sport?
Basketball, no. You know, when I was finished, I was finished. There was no residual there.
Really? Okay, that's not good, is it? So,
No.
what attracted you to the Sherlock? What originally attracted you?
Well, the Sherlock was, I mean, it was way ahead of its time. I mean, I knew if you were going to make money in the future, it had to be something internet related, online related. And I don't know how much better it gets than to have one product and you give that product away for free. And then you build a team of people to do the same thing. I mean, I thought that was the simplest and most duplicatable marketing plan I've ever seen.
Mm, okay, good stuff. And what goals have you got with the business? What goals have you got with the Sherlock?
Well, Simon, and I am a competitive person. You know, my basketball career taught me a lot of things about teamwork and being competitive. And you know, my goals with the Sherlock are to be at the top. You know, we've we've been involved now for almost 3 years, and we've built a sizable team, and we've got a lot of momentum and a lot of traction going. And you know, I expect to be diamond by the convention, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Okay, so obviously you mentioned the convention in Atlanta, and you're obviously going to be there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're pushing that in a huge way here among our team, and well, I would encourage any and everybody on this line, if you can get to Atlanta, boy, we'd love to have you. I'd love to meet some of you face to face.
Okay, so if people were there and they wanted your signed autograph, you haven't got a problem with that.
No, no, I don't have a problem with that. It wouldn't mean a whole lot nowadays, but yeah, I wouldn't don't have any problem with that at all.
Okay.
I had to kind of get accustomed to that. You know, when I was with the Hawks, all these kids were wanting my autograph, and I didn't really even know what they wanted my autograph for. But yeah, I signed a bunch of them during my day.
Good stuff. And how many people do you reckon are going to be at the Atlanta event?
Well, I think we'll max it out. I think we'll have our goal is to have 500. I think there will be between 400 and 500 at the convention.
Well, that would be fantastic. I was with a company for 18 years that were based in Toronto, and
Hmm.
we had international convention every single year, and they used to get 450 people from around the world, and that was what they really got their max. So that's going to be
Yep.
fantastic. I know we booked our flights, and I know there's a stack of UK people that booked their flights. There's people that's going to be flying over from Israel, people from Italy, people from I think it might be Hungary. I'm not too sure, but all over Europe, there's going to be a stack of people, and we're going to
One.
make one big party.
Amen. Wonderful. That's wonderful. We would love to have any and everybody we can. I promise you, we'll be hospitable, and you'll love the Southern hospitality.
Yeah, well, I'm liking your southern accent, so that's working for me. But also, I spoke to Michael going back about a week ago, and he's got some very, very special information that he's holding back that he's going to launch at the convention. So, folks, if you're listening to this for the first time or for the last time or whatever, you need to make sure that you book your tickets to go to Atlanta. This event is going to be the place to be. And the smart thing to do is, if you are going to go, turn around and say to all of your contacts, do you know anybody that lives in Atlanta? And all your contacts are going to turn around and say to you one question: why? Why? Why do you want to know? Then you turn around and say, well, I've started a business that's booming, and I'm flying over to a convention, and I just wondered if you knew anybody that was in Atlanta that would like to make some extra money on whether it be a part or full-time basis with no selling, no product, no massive outlay. I wondered if you knew anybody in Atlanta, or even if you know anyone in America. The people will then come out with names of people, contacts of people, and everything else, and then you could arrange to meet these people in Atlanta at the event. And I tell you now, we are going to have an awesome time. Imagine being in a room with 500 top people from around the world, including the owners and all the top distributors. It is going to be an all singing, dancing event, which will be fantastic. Tim, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, Simon, it was an honor for me. I appreciate you having me on and look forward to seeing you in Atlanta.
It'll be fun. Can't wait. Guys, have what's left of a great day. My time's up. Thank you for yours. Have a good day. Bye-bye.